I'm Sovereign Man analyst and writer Joe Jarvis. Like this video, join the discussion in the comments, and please subscribe and hit that little notifications bell so that you'll be notified anytime new content comes out. This video was originally a Notes from the Field article written by Sovereign Man founder Simon Black. Check the links in the description to learn more. Between 1956 and 1960, 600 doctors annually emigrated from the UK to find employment in the US, Australia, New Zealand, and other countries. At the time, the UK was graduating about 1,800 doctors annually, meaning about a third of new doctors were leaving the country. A 1962 paper published in the British Medical Journal tried to explain this trend. A possible explanation of the phenomenon is that practice in the National Health Service is relatively unattractive to young doctors economically, professionally, and idealistically. The number of British doctors leaving to practice abroad increased sharply in 1946, after the UK implemented its socialized healthcare system. Even today, the UK is still dealing with overworked and underpaid doctors who quit the NHS to find greener pastures abroad. In fact, a 2016 survey from the British Medical Association found that 90% of junior doctors would be willing to quit over a pay dispute with the government. To fill the gap, the UK relies on foreign-born doctors. Over 28% of NHS doctors are not of British nationality, but even still, the system is short-staffed by about 100,000 positions. Because of these failures, as of April, about 4.7 million patients in the UK were sitting on wait lists until the NHS can get around to treating them. Now the US is trying to one-up the UK by engineering an even larger shortage of healthcare professionals. New York's governor even declared a state of emergency because tens of thousands of workers were fired or forced to resign because they refused to take that unmentionable word that starts with a V. One hospital had to stop delivering babies because they lost too many healthcare workers in their maternity ward. Now that Hunter Biden's dad has issued a national order, this problem is only going to intensify. Healthcare professionals who choose to make their own personal health decisions, the same people who were celebrated last year as frontline heroes, are now being fired or forced to resign because of this mandate. That's bad enough, but the potential to drive good doctors and nurses out of the US healthcare system goes much further than executive orders. Doctors have been threatened with license revocation if they spread misinformation, which the Federation of State Medical Boards defines as anything that doesn't align with the consensus-driven narrative about public health. Physicians with a different view, including those armed with hard science, empirical evidence, and randomized controlled trials, are being threatened with cancellation. Doctors have lost their jobs for speaking out against giving children life-altering, irreversible puberty blockers because an 8-year-old thinks they're transgender. Fearing being canceled, some medical school professors have stopped discussing gender altogether. For example, it's taboo to discuss how heart attack early warning signs differ between men and women, or how male and female kidneys process drugs differently, which affects proper dosage. Actual medical journals describe whiteness as a malignant parasitic-like condition. Yale School of Medicine had no qualms inviting a lecturer to deliver a talk on the psychopathic problem of the white mind. During the lecture, she expressed fantasies of unloading a revolver into the head of any white person that got in my way. This is apparently an acceptable, consensus-driven view. It really makes you wonder how long all of the good, sane doctors who just want to help patients are going to stick around and put up with it all. These trends have long-term consequences, and this is just another example of the systemic issues that are pushing America into decline. This is why we encourage our readers and viewers to look globally for solutions. For example, Sovereign Man's founder, Simon Black, had his baby in Mexico because of the high-quality care that they received and the incredibly low price that they paid. Mexico is among many other medical tourism destinations where you can find high-quality care at a fraction of the price. The best part is that you are dealing with an actual free market for healthcare, as in you, the customer, gets to demand the type of service you want, and companies are free to supply it. In Simon and his wife's case, they didn't want to be pushed into a C-section, and they didn't want to deal with masks or COVID protocols that would keep him out of the delivery room. Mexico also has the added Plan B benefit of jus soli, or birthright citizenship. So Simon's daughter became a Mexican citizen at birth, and she already has multiple passports. Parents are granted permanent residency and allowed a fast track to Mexican citizenship in just 2 years instead of the typical 5. Even the baby's grandparents can obtain permanent residency in Mexico because of their grandchild. Doctors, too, might consider looking beyond their home country if they would rather practice in a more free market system where they can actually do their job instead of play politics. Medical licensing can obviously be complicated, but we know a great number of physicians who legally set up healthcare consultancies overseas, including a few in Puerto Rico who take advantage of the local tax incentives and pay just a 4% income tax. It just makes sense to consider your options and to expand your horizons abroad when the alarm bells start ringing in your home country. Check the links in the description for more information on everything we discussed here. Also, please give this video the thumbs up, comment with your thoughts, and subscribe to this channel.